Pay Me No Mind, sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. And if you dig the way that any information is being presented or broken down, reviewed, discussed, analyzed, previewed, so on and so forth, leave a comment, weigh in, hit the like button, even share it to your circle, and try to help the community grow. Couple of quick things. I need a haircut, as you can see, but oh well. But anyway, man, I had to come in here and talk about Kevin Durant last night, some NBA developments that are troubling and disheartening for those of us interested in the playoffs. Some new music, couple different things, just checking in. Oh, and then Wilder and Fury 3, the press conference yesterday. For those that are into press conferences for boxing, I'm really not. But just some quick thoughts there. Music-wise, I'm a huge Ransom fan. I don't think there's a better rapper right now than Ransom. But again, Ransom is not a simple-minded dude. He doesn't rap about a lot of simple topics. It's not about dancing. It's not about dude is a very serious guy, and I respect that. I rock with that. I like stuff that makes me think. I like the concepts of his albums. I like the rhetoric and the philosophy that he infuses in his music. That's up my alley. So if you don't like none of that, this isn't for you. But he has a new project coming out. He just put out 7 2 or 3 weeks ago. Just put that out, and it's a monster. But now I see on Instagram he's got a project coming out with a producer named Big Ghost LTD, who's done a number of great projects over the last several years. Most recently, he had an album called If It Bleeds, It Can Be Killed with Conway that was pretty solid. But here on this new joint with Ransom, the name of it is called Heavy Is the Head. It's 10 records on there. It features Rome Streets, Vinny Paz, J.R. Payne, both out of PA, as well as Ransom's new artist named JR. I've only heard a single or two from him, and then a cat named Mickey Fax that I'm not all that familiar with. The dope thing for me is right now, Ransom for the last year plus has been doing these records and albums with movie themes. It started with horror movies, then it switched to like crime or organized crime movies, and now this album right here seems to be themed after Game of Thrones. One of the tracks is called The Red Wedding, which is a big scene in Game of Thrones season 2 or 3 or something. And then it's like also that's the best I can give you. It seems to be with the theme of Game of Thrones and different characters and scenes from that monster series. So I'm looking forward to it. Heavy Is the Head. Like I said, I'm a Ransom dude. Getting on to some, I'll throw the Wilder Fury stuff in here really quickly because I don't have a lot to say about it. The main thing for me is that the press conference makes it be known to the public that this third fight is happening. The rest of the stuff, the rest of the details surrounding this situation, I could care less about any of it. There's a fight date. I'm going to tune in. I'm going to check it out. You see it's going to be all heavyweights, I believe, on the undercard. And you get your price, and you tune in and watch it. Other than that, you're not allowed to talk about anything. You can't say anything about Deontay Wilder. For many people, you can't question anything. You can't weigh in on anything. You can't analyze nothing when it comes to the guy. So it's almost like you got to stay away from it to please simple-minded people. Fury had his shirt off. I guess it was a 6-minute stare down. Wilder didn't want to take questions from the media. He did an interview with Ellie Seckbach. If you like Ellie, that's out there. Malik Scott did some talking. A lot of people are very big on Wilder's training videos, and there's some thoughts out there that he's The one thing that I'm gonna move on. The one thing that I'm gonna say on Wilder, and a lot of Wilder's stands probably missed this because he can do no wrong in their eyes whatsoever. But the one thing that he said to me, with all the allegations and his head being cracked, egg weights, and all the shit that he said, the one thing that stood out to me was the most honest thing that he said. He said, I needed that. One of the early things that he said before it went to the sideshow stuff was, I needed that. I feel like Wilder got comfortable. He liked what was going on for him outside of the ring, in his household. He was on Billions. He was getting into his acting. They had him courtside at March Madness 2 years ago. Everything was going well for him, and he was coming through however it looked, losing however many rounds in a row, whatever. It was all going well for him. And I think he got away from what did allow him to be successful. And I think when he sat there on February 22nd after the loss, it caught up to him. And he was like, you know what? I needed this type of embarrassment. I needed to feel like this. I needed my ass beat to understand that I got to keep the main thing the main thing. A lot of people got to do that. Keep the main thing, your main thing, the main thing. So I think the hunger is there. I do think there's a way for him to win that fight. Fury going up to 300 pounds. I think he mentioned something about that, and being an 18-wheeler, rolling over a human being. We'll see. NBA. I'm gonna get to the KD thing last. NBA 7. I saw not an article, but a post yesterday that 7 All-Stars. First time that this has happened. 7 All-Stars, I believe, have missed playoff games. I think the highest previously was 5. But now we have Chris Paul could be gone. Could have seen the rest of him with this COVID situation. Kawhi Leonard had his knee sprained sprained his knee in the fourth quarter of their game. This could be a lingering, or this could be a multiple game situation for them as well. Also, that one is tied up 2-2. So Harden has been out. Kyrie is out. So the injury bug is just popping up at a weird time for the NBA. And last year's season got mixed around. This year's season is what it was. It was shortened, but they had to, since they condensed the schedule, back-to-backs, whatever. And it seems like the playoff schedule is less travel days and all of that stuff built in there, because next year they're going to get back on track with what the season has always been. So I just wonder if some of this stuff has cost some of these guys, has cost some of these guys a chance to recuperate and manage their bodies and manage their health and whatnot. And we got guys missing key moments when we really rarely experience that. So we'll see what happens. Kevin Durant, my favorite player in the NBA for years now, at least on the court. That's been the one guy in the NBA that I could sit and enjoy and watch him going to work. And mainly that's because of his mixture of three-point shooting and mid-range shooting. I just got he's a Washington football fan too, so that's another connection that I have to KD. Also like what he's doing with, his brand away from, I did a review on here about his show, his ESPN Plus show, The Boardroom. I liked a lot of what was going on with him, but his sensitivity to stuff has been off-putting. So KD was challenged. They got on first take, and as they often do, Stephen A. Smith tried to plant the seed. You got to fill TV time. You got to talk your stuff. You got to have something to say. That him and KD haven't always seen eye to eye. There's been some clashes throughout the years, and Stephen A. went in here and tried to lay down the gauntlet and say, if you are what they say you are, just like he challenged LeBron a week ago in a meaningless situation, talking about LeBron and the GOAT situation, Here he was with trying to rile up KD that if you are what you say you are, if you're the baddest man on the planet, the best player in the game, you got to get this done without Kyrie and without James Harden. It's funny how Stephen A moves the goalposts or the rim according to whatever his story needs to be for the day. But KD came out and showed out. I mean, 16 to 23, I think, from the field, 9 field goals in the fourth quarter, 49 points on 23 shots, 17 rebounds. Who even knew this dude rebounded? Played 48 minutes, 10 assists. Who even knew the dude even had passing skills like that? Phenomenal game, man. I mean, I saw where it's the number one, it's the best game ever, according to a number of different metrics that you can use, that can be used, analytics and all of that type stuff. Phenomenal game. I didn't know he had it in him. And we got to think, man, you know, this dude has come back from a couple of serious injuries, one being the Achilles heel, which, you know, 5-7 years ago, Achilles heel pretty much was the death knell for an athlete's career. And now this dude comes back and plays 48 minutes in a key game, you know, to go up 3-2 at home. Shout out to James Harden, who I didn't even know dude could even get back on the court. Rough night statistically for him. I think it was 1 of 5 or something, or 1 of 10 or something. Only scored 5 points. But shout out to him for trying. Jeff Green out of Georgetown. This dude just shows up from time to time on your potential NBA Finals winner. He just shows up from time to time. He did it in Cleveland with LeBron, I believe, played a big role there, a couple of games in that run. He's kind of an unsung hero. I think he's been on 10 teams in 13 seasons, had the open heart surgery and whatnot. But he showed up last night, 7 3-pointers. I think he scored, 28, 23 or something. So hell of a performance from him. And then if KD does well with the yin and the yang, of course, Giannis had to, be the one with to be the target of Stephen A's criticism today. How could you not catch that pass to get the dunk when Chris Middleton dropped the ball off at the end of the game? Or how come you can't defend KD one-on-one? Or, his free throw shooting. The dude has 3 straight games above 30 points, and he's not a shooter, but he's trying. He's competing. He had 34 last night. Chris Middleton had 25. He's probably doing well above what many of us would have expectations for Middleton. And I just don't think that's his game, but he's competing. They came up short, though, 108 to the Nets, 114. They go down 3-2 in the series. No word on when Kyrie could be back. No word on whether, Harden will be able to suit up again in this series. But, KD last night doing something that I just didn't know he really had in him to have an entire game like that. Getting key steals, challenging shots, being a part of good team defense. And just, you never looked at KD as really a leader, rallying the troops and all of that. He's always been just a dude that just had to go out there and just kill. And, 20 points in the fourth quarter in a key game. Dude is just a very unique guy. It's just unfortunate, though, that, he's as sensitive as he is. I did love, though, last week when they shared the story, when Jay Will shared the story about being approached by KD and being told to not put him in the same, speak his name in the same sentence, basically, with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I like that he has that fire in him. I just like that the game meant something to him last night. You could tell. I mean, 48 minutes. And then here's, the thing, one of the details that continues to be, I only got a couple more minutes here, but one of the details that continues to be very interesting in this series is the usage of Giannis. And, the dude is trying to make some adjustments, like I said, trying to compete, trying to figure out a way on the fly to win games. and for his failures, his postseason failures after being an MVP, how can he avoid being the guy that his name is constantly being sullied by people who are saying that he's failing to live up to their expectations? For me, it's just the reality, man. I mean, look at the guys that were up. Look at all the guys that Jordan kept from winning titles. Look at the guys who, look at the guys in the East, namely either Philadelphia or Toronto. Look at the teams in the East that could never get to the finals because LeBron was over there for 8 or 10 years or whatever it was. Look throughout the years who the bride is who gets left at the altar. And Giannis, I mean, the dude has built himself into what he is. Won a couple defensive player of the years and whatnot, MVPs. He's outseeded expectations altogether. But when it gets to winning, them small market teams are just gonna struggle. I mean, my Pistons might have been the last ones to do it. Other than that, a lot of these teams are gonna come from the big markets, and that's that. And Giannis, we'll see what happens. It looks like he still has a chance in this thing. They got to go back to Fiserv Arena or whatever there in Milwaukee. I think that's dope also to see the crowd in Milwaukee sitting outside like they did in Jurassic Park up in Toronto. I like that trend right there. I've been talking on here before. I'm getting ready to get off of here, but I've been talking on here before about a lot of white Americans have turned their backs on the NBA, and the sport has really taken a hit with this ratings and with the general. Frank said he want to guard KD next. He needs to. He needs to. But yeah, but it's been a lot of headlines and stories written about the declining popularity of the NBA. I've had my issues with the NBA, but again, to see the fans return to the sport now that things are opening up, to see fans in the arenas, and then to see that body or sea of people outside rooting on the Milwaukee Bucks, man. It's a dope thing to me to come, for people to come together and have something that unifies people. So we'll see, and right now it's like it's no major storylines going on in the country for, protests and activism and all that stuff to take place. So, it's kind of that woke shit killed an already watered down product. Yeah, it took its toll. It took its toll. And I even did a video about that. Like, at what point is it more important for you to speak your mind on everything versus just do your job and go home? And anyway, we are where we are. I just thought it was good to see people out there supporting the teams and not at one another's neck for a change. Other than that, I don't think that was anything else. The other thing, the Triller fight that was scheduled for this weekend between unified lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez with George Kambosos Jr. That fight has been postponed to like the second week of August after a positive COVID test or whatever for Teofimo Lopez. I think he'd been doing a little bit more traveling and whatnot, or trying to do some media stuff as the fight was, as they always do as we get near the fights. But it derailed this whole thing. And that's just kind of weird. Ellen Cederroos was over here from Sweden, I think. She was already here. Do they go back? Do they stay here until August? Tail Dog ate his homework, pretty much. They were going to take a beating this weekend. As me and Latoris talked offline, text messages and stuff, that event was going to take a beating this weekend. I mean, who in the hell was in their right mind would sit here and justify paying $49 or $59 for a dude who I don't care how big, how big what he's done, how it resonates with us true boxing fans or diehard boxing fans. He's not a pay-per-view guy. And for us to have Naoya Inoue against a dead body Saturday night, basically, Michaela Mayer and her fight, Lopez and Adam Lopez and Isaac Dogbay on ESPN as part of your cable package. You got that option. Those of us that have the zone, you got a triple header over there. And then on Showtime, you got a triple or quadruple header over there, which was part of that subscription package. So to sit here and pay for, pay $50 or whatever to see Teofimo Lopez probably just wasn't going to happen. Not for me. Not for me. So anyway, crisis averted. They'll move it out to 8/14. Hell, I wonder if by 8/14 they just scrap it and see if Triller can just give Teofimo $2 million, $2.75 million, and you go back to Top Rank. It was nice giving this thing a try, but boxing should be left in the hands of boxing people. That's why can't nobody break through with this shit. That's why the zone is doing what it's doing, because as a disrupt, it's very difficult to disrupt boxing. So anyway, my lunch is over. That was my talks. Check that Ransom project out, 7, if you haven't heard it. Love to hear your thoughts on that. I think it's a phenomenal project. Be on the lookout for Heavy is the Head. We'll see what KD does or what he has in store for Game 6 and possibly Game 7. And then, who knows what the updates will be on Chris Paul and Kawhi moving forward. What's up, Corey? Good to hear from you, man. We need to get an update on when the last season of Bosch starts. I was expecting to see, and it may even be out there, but I was expecting to see when the I would imagine in the next month and a half that we should have that it should start, and we can get this final season in. So anyway, let me get on out of here, man. Oh, you got a date? June 20th. Yeah, I thought it had to be, it's usually in the summer months and whatnot. So that's dope. Let me get on off of here, man. Pay me no mind, sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. 1.